Hey, it's Jorge. I'm back with the ruling video. I honestly haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh! Much. I played at the Colorado Regionals back in October. I got second, and then I just sort of played in the November Regional with Noble Knights because I didn't care. Um, I lost to Return twice, and kind of just didn't care about the format. I'm back this format, kind of. My semester's easier at school, so I have more to do. Anyway, this is kind of like a general prophecy ruling video because I was asked this at locals. So let's say you have a monster whose effect activates and your opponent chains effect failure. Now, if you chain Book of Moon or Phoenix Wing Moonblast or anything really to get this monster either off the field or set before effect failure's chain link resolves, this monster's effect will still activate. Unless otherwise stated on the card. For example, Lumina states that it has to be face up to activate and resolve its effect. So obviously, it won't work for Lumina. So let's say Chainlink 1 is Magician, Chainlink 2 is Effect Failure, Chainlink 3 is Book of Moon, or Spellbook of Fate, because same exact effect. Your Magician will still get its effect. So let's say we build the chain differently though. With Effect Failure, it's got a special ruling that if all the monster is set before its chainlink before the monster's effect reaches the chain link, it'll still get its effect. So what happens is, let's say you, for some reason, summon Spellbook Magician, and then they Fiendish chain you. So you chain your Book of Moon to get your Magician's effect, because obviously the Fiendish chain will be gone. And then they play Effect Failure on it. Well, Effect Failure is technically chain link 4 in this situation, so it'll resolve, try to attempt to negate Magician's effect. But since Book of Moon will set the card, Fiendish Chain will resolve without effect, and since now Spellbook Magician is set, it will get its effect. Keep in mind that this only works with Book of Moon or Spellbook of Fate. Let's say you have a Phoenix Wing. Your opponent, the same situation arises. You summon Spellbook Magician, you effect failure. No, excuse me. You summon Spellbook Magician, they Fiendish Chain. You try to P-dub it back into your deck, and then they Veiler you. Since this Veiler resolved and the Magician isn't set, its effect will still be negated because Veiler resolved. So Book of Moon is the special case. So I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, ask in the comments. I'll try to explain better. So now on to the prophecy rulings. The first is Justice. Justice Prophecy got a reprint in Battle Pack something or another, and it got its text changed. As you can see, its original text said that you could activate its effect during either player's turn, and it no longer does that. You can only activate Justice's effect on your turn. So don't get cheated out of that. Now for the Spellbook rulings. Okay, so obviously you can only play one Fate. Fate doesn't target. None of its effects target, but when you activate Fate, you have to pay your costs before you choose which effect to resolve. So I activate Fate and remove from play 3 Spellbooks, and then that's when you get a chance to respond. You have to play your cards before I select something with Fate because it doesn't target. So let's say you have a Book of Moon and a Spellbook Magician on the field. So I activate my Fate, which I have to control a spellcaster for, and then you choose that you're not going to play anything. So I remove my 3 from play, and then you can either chain Book of Moon or not. But if you do, I can just select your Spellbook Magician. Basically it doesn't target. None of its effects target. Not the removing from play, not the setting, or the returning to the hand. Keep in mind that you can only activate most Spellbooks once per turn. You can only activate 1 Fate per turn. You can activate 2 Wisdom a turn, however. Or 3, or however many you want. You can only activate 1 Power a turn. Keep in mind that Power can add power. It's I think the only spellbook that can add itself. Eternity can't add a remove from play Eternity. You can select a Crescent with a Crescent, and if you have a Crescent in your graveyard and you choose to activate Master, you can copy this Crescent and resolve its effect, despite the fact that you'll have other spellbooks in the graveyard. This is because you're not actually activating the effect of Crescent, or not activating Spellbook of Crescent, you're just activating its effect. so you ignore its activation conditions. For life, keep in mind that there's a lot you have to do to activate this card. You have to remove a spellcaster from play, reveal a spellbook in your hand, and have another spellcaster to target in the graveyard. So don't get cheated. Same with Master. You have to have a spellcaster on the field to activate Spellbook of the Master. So let's say you have a compulsory set or something. They go Magicians, Secrets, off of Secret Search Master. If you get rid of the Magician while this chain is resolving, they can't activate their Master. The Spellbook that Master copies, it can copy something like Power. So let's say you already have a Power in the graveyard. You power your Magician, play Master, copy the Power on the Magician again. So Magician will be at 2500 attack, and it'll get double searches if it kills something in the battle. Secrets can't add another Secrets. Like, that seems silly, but it can't. It can, however, add a Spellbook Magician because it's called Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. No other Spellbook card can do that. Power and Eternity both say that you have to add a Spellbook spell card. And then Tower. First thing about Tower is that it misses timing. So what that means is during the standby phase, you attempt to activate your Tower's effect, and then they play MST. Tower is channeling 1, MST is channeling 2, so your Tower will be destroyed, at which point, since it's a when you can effect, it'll miss timing. And then since it's no longer on the field, you won't get to put a card back on top of your, or on the bottom of your deck and draw a card. The other thing about Tower is it doesn't target. Some people think it does. It doesn't. You activate Tower, declare that you're activating the effect, and then if your opponent has no responses, then you select the spellbook in your graveyard and put it back in your deck. Tower also can't put Tower back in the deck. Didn't know that until like almost literally last night. So sorry for being gone so long. If you have any questions about anything, just let me know. Despite not playing, I probably know what you're talking about. I've kept up with the game a lot. Just kind of haven't played. Well, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe.